Hi, my name is Larry Mullen. I'm the Deputy Chief of the Department of Defense Medical Examination Review Board. We're located out at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, but we have no direct association with the Air Force Academy. So if there's any service rivalries, don't think that we're giving them privileged information. We just happen to be a tenant at the Academy. Basically, I represent the medical aspects of your admissions applications to any of the service academies and the service ROTC programs. One of the good benefits of our organization is you can apply to multiple service academies and multiple ROTC programs all at the same time, but just have to get one medical examination and one optometric examination. And the applications don't have to come in all at the same time. The first one that downloads your demographic information to us is what starts the process. And then subsequently, if you apply to other programs, we just go ahead and apply the standards as it pertains to that particular program. So the main document that I want to draw your attention to is if you Google DODMERB, that's DODMERB, DODMERB. When you Google that, you'll come up with our homepage, and on the homepage, there is a button on the left that says questions about the process. So go ahead and hit that, and you'll open up a reference document, and in the first paragraph, you'll see my email address. That is my direct email address, and you can send any questions about policies, procedures, medical conditions, anything that will help facilitate you getting through our process. You can go ahead and email me directly. I won't give you my phone number because I don't want to talk to you. Actually, it's because the volume of folks that I deal with, I just wouldn't be able to have that much time on the phone. So it's important that you be able to write me what your questions are. Also, talk about parents for a second. In paragraph 4 of that document, it talks about parents. And politely, what I'm doing is telling you that this is a time of transition. This is a time when your young person needs to step out in front and take charge of this application for their future. Now, that's not to say that you don't have sage counsel and advice to give them, but you should do that in the privacy of your home, transparent to DODMERB, the academies, the ROTC programs, and the congressional staffers. They'll be a little bit more polite in how they say it, but we don't want to talk to you. We need to hear from the applicant. We need to communicate directly with the applicant. Again, there's lots of things that you can go ahead and assist them with as long as it's done in the background. Now, for the applicant, the entire document talks about the process. It talks about qualifications, the standards. It tells you what options are available. Should you not meet the standards, also known as disqualified, it will tell you what the waiver process is. And the bottom line is that medical is a box. Whether you get qualified by DODMERB or medically waived by one of the programs, it doesn't really have any reflection on your admissions packet. It just has a reflection that you've completed the medical process successfully. So once you've completed about 50% of your application for the service academies, I'll talk about the academies first, they will go ahead and download your demographic information to us via an electronic transfer. And once we receive that, that will start the trigger for us to notify a company called Civ Team based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And basically they control 420 some odd examination centers around the United States. And then based on your zip code, we go ahead and identify who your physician and optometrist will be so that you can schedule that appointment. and you'll go ahead and we'll transmit to you their name, address, phone number, and where their location is. And then you, at your own convenience, go ahead and schedule your appointments. Now, you need to be careful that you're not bitten by the procrastination bug. Once you've decided to start this process, you want to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible so that you're done with it, and then you can hold the directors of admissions responsible to say that you've met your obligation. Now, are they going to be able to give you an offer of appointment? One of the ways that I've found throughout my 28 years here is to go ahead and take all the pictures and the garbage off of the refrigerator. I know moms don't want to hear that, but when you see what I'm talking about, it'll make sense. Make a matrix. What are the service academies, the ROTC schools, and the civilian schools having nothing to do with the military that you've applied to? That's on one axis. On the other axis is what are the suspense dates? What do you need to complete what by? And you write that across the axis saying the SATs need to be turned in by 1 October, whatever the dates are. And then you can go to Walmart, Target, get these little red, yellow, and green stick-em dots and go ahead and put them in to the matrix. And when you've completed a task, just put the date of the task on that green marker. So that way you and your parents have a graphic representation of the progress of your admissions application. So nominations, you're going to be told what the suspense dates are for the individual nominations. And in Texas, every representative and both senators have different dates. So that's a good example of why you're doing this matrix. So then when you get notified by DODMERS, it's www.DODMERS.com. When you're notified by them of who your physician and your optometrist is, you'll go ahead and call and make your appointments. You'll enter the time and date of your appointments into that program, the DODMERS program, and then you'll have the opportunity to complete your medical history online. Rather easy process, but again, once you start this whole application process, you want to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. Normally, one of the hardest things to do is the letter of recommendations, because now you're depending on someone else to go ahead and provide you information. But the medical aspects are something that you will do yourself. And again, my email address is there to answer any and all questions. I will tell you that it is appropriate, if you're going to email me, give me your complete name, not just, hi, this is Joe, Joseph N. Smith, and the last four of your social security number, 1234. So that way, if I've already got a file on you, I can look up information and have context to better answer your questions. I am available 24/7, 365 to answer email questions. I normally answer between 1 minute and 24 hours, depending on my workload and what I've got going on. But all of us are here to help you try and accomplish your dreams of getting admitted to a service academy or an ROTC program. Again, I would highly recommend, I'll use an example. If you want to go to West Point and you've always wanted to go to West Point, you would certainly want to apply to Army ROTC also. I would highly recommend that you apply to a few service academies, a few ROTC programs, and a few civilian schools. The dilemma you want to find yourself in, it's March, you're a senior, you've applied to 9 schools, you go to the mailbox, and you now have 9 letters of acceptance. Now you're in the driver's seat to pick and choose the one that you want. But again, you must be mindful of procrastination. You don't want to get caught into that mode. So I won't talk about specific medical standards because what is asthma to one person is severe asthma to another, is a non-breathing problem to another. The only reason they wrote asthma is because their grandmother told them they had asthma, but clinically they don't have asthma. But that's why I give you my email address to help you help yourselves, and I'm sure that your parents will be able to give you advice. But if you're writing to me, certainly I don't want to see my distinguished son, my distinguished daughter, because my response will be they need to contact me. So again, I'm here to help you through the medical process. I'll do anything, and if there's a question outside of the medical process, I've been in the job long enough, which is why I have this long gray hair, being sheltered in place for the last 3 months. I am getting a haircut this afternoon, but I can go ahead and put you in touch with the right people to answer your question. So good luck. You've got my email address, you've got the reference document, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you for the honor and privilege of talking with you today.